So I would like to just provide a quick overview of Chrome apps and extensions. So Chrome apps and extensions are basically many different types of apps and extensions that come off the Chrome browser and are available in the Chrome Web Store. So I've included two links here, the HTTPS Chrome Google.com Web Store category apps, and the same link with the final part of the extension being extensions. So you might ask, what's the difference between an app and extension? So a major difference between a Chrome extension and a web app is the fact that while extensions are used to enhance the functionality of the Chrome browser, web apps run within the browser, having a different user interface. Unlike web applications, extensions have little or sometimes no UI component. So for example, an application might be something that enables you to have its own complete functionality outside of the Chrome browser, while at the same time being within it, and an extension is something that will work within the browser, but it might not have its own user interface. And I'll show you the difference in the examples. But I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna click on this very top link, category apps, and take you into the App Store. So when you click on or you Google what the Chrome App Store looks like, it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this. It's going to have a Chrome Web Store. You can search the store. And here you have some options of extensions, themes, apps, games. And you can also drill down and select an app and then select a Chrome app, or maybe it's an app that's also what would be considered a website. You will find that there are a number of extensions and apps that are just website links outside of the Chrome Web Store. It might not be an app that runs solely within the Chrome browser. So you'll also notice, so I'm going to keep it selected on apps. I'll keep it selected on Chrome apps so we can take a look at what some of the Chrome apps are available. And if you notice categories, there's a ton of categories here. So I'm going to keep this simple and stick with education, and I'll stick with academic resources. And there's some optional features here. Runs offline by Google. So if I click on this, it'll provide the ones that are solely by Google. None results found on this. Free. I'll unselect Google. Many free apps available for Android. I'll unselect that because that's a smaller amount. Works with Google Drive. None on this, but there are some that work with Google Drives. And you can also sort by rating. So I am going to clear the rating. I am going to clear free, clear the works with Google Drive. I'll keep it on free, academic resources that are free. So here I have my homework student planner, Go Follett, CJ Fallon, Plotly Graphs. So for example, there's this site, if I click on Plotly Graphs, I can take a look at the overview, Plotly, beautiful graphs, analytics, online, free, now a Chrome packaged app. You can use Plotly for free scientific quality graphing in the classroom. It gives a description of what this app has, gives you some also similar apps on the bottom, Desmos, GeoGebra. And so you can see I've added these other apps to my browser, so it's telling me I've added it. Lucid Chart, which is another great app. IXL, Kids A to Z. And so just so you know, it has 23 ratings, almost 4 out of 5 stars. It has the website that it's linked from, is an overview of the app, sometimes a screenshot. It'll provide the reviews. If you need support, you can tell the developer, and they'll also provide some related apps. So if I want to add this to Chrome, I'll go up here and I'll click Add to Chrome. It's checking, it's requesting if I want to add. I'm going to say Add App. One thing important to notice is when you add the app to Chrome is also keep in mind its icon. So these are my apps that are added to my particular account. As you can see, I've added a number. I have the web store itself, which if I click to, it'll take me right to the web store. Let's say I want to find my apps. I'll go up here and I can see my settings. It'll list here my extensions in my settings. These are extensions about. I'm going to hit escape. You can also type in, you see right here, it says Chrome, and I could change this help And if I type in apps, as soon as I type in the app, this will take me to, if you see what I put in the URL, this will take me directly to my apps, back to my apps. So that sometimes takes a little practice to kind of find this page. It'll take you to this page when you add the app. Um, but just remember, you can always find your apps by entering that URL. I also took you into the settings where you could see where my extensions were added. The web store, there's YouTube, Google Docs, Drive. You can add these to your web apps. I've added Spotify. I have a video recorder app that I've taken off the web store. The camera is taken off the web store, also found on Chromebooks. Cloud audio recorder, I've added Todoist, Asana, Slack, and we'll go to the page with my most recent ads. It's a voice recognition. Speech Notes is one of my favorite apps. Allows you text, speech to text in the browser. Great app. Voice recorder, a tweet deck for Twitter. I've added GeoGebra, math apps. Notice it doesn't say GeoGebra, but it does have the logo. I've added the Spotify web player, which plays Spotify in the browser, and I have Plotly. So I'll click on Plotly and see how Plotly opens up in its own window here. So I'm not going to do a full explanation of Plotly because, I was really just using it as a sample. But if you want to try it out as a, um, do some creation with scatter plot or histogram, and do some data in here, I think you can definitely play with this. Um, and it looks like it has some upgrade options off the app. It's 100% web-based. That's a great thing about many of the Chrome apps is you don't have to download them. They run right in your browser. And there's a lot of educational options. You can log in and create an account. You can also import. It looks like you can import CSVs and also other types of uploads, which is great. I'm going to hit escape in my window here and go back to my browser and back to my Chrome store. So just to kind of review there, I went into apps in the Chrome web store off that original link. I search for Chrome apps. Let's search by runs by Google. So for example, my difference in my search here was I selected Chrome apps by Google, and I can see that I've got a different selection. So these are apps particularly that are by Google. Hangouts, Chromebook Recovery Utility, Google Keep, which is a great note-taking tool, Chrome Remote Desktop, Chrome Sign-In Builder, Coding with Chrome, Learn and Improve Coding Skills. So I'll just open this up just for a review. I can go ahead and add this to Chrome. Also notice here I have Google Classroom, which I can add, I can basically click to Google Classroom from my Chrome apps. Some of the other ones, Power School Learning, something that may integrate with an LMS, Learning Ally Link. There are a lot of different tools, Duolingo, CK12, all great educational resources. So I found, you can search by Google, runs offline, works with Google Drive as another search feature. It's kind of cool is usually it will sync some of the files with your Google Drive that you do create. The ability does differ by tool. So definitely get in, explore the Chrome Web Store. I think you'll find that apps that are by Google, some are great. Um, and most of them are free apps to use. Um, there might be, if you are asked to pay, it will take you to a different website and you'll basically be purchasing the app. Most of these apps run also right in the browser, which is great. And you can also add them so that they're in your browser so you can access them very quickly. So, and by adding a launcher, for example, I've added an app called the Chrome Launcher, which you can see over here. If I click on apps, it brings me right to my Chrome apps. So just that is actually, if I'll hit escape, I'll show you how to add that app itself. So if I go to the web store, which is in my apps, and if I search the store for a launcher, and I'm going to keep it under extensions because extensions will get added. If I search extensions, as soon as I typed in launcher, you should see I've added the apps launcher. That's the that launcher that I used. There's also the Chrome Web Store launcher by Google. I would recommend using the Chrome Web Store launcher by Google. Notice that I just searched launcher and it brought up this result. I'm going to click on this just so you can get a little discussion, view here. Overview, reviews, support related. Um, I have a different launcher, but this is a great launcher. It shows up in your extensions up at the top of your browser. I've added it. It's a great tool. Let's see if I search extensions, it's here. I believe the Chrome launcher is an extension. Um, and then it also comes, let's see if it comes up under apps. It does not come up right away under apps, which it is an extension. In extensions, when you add an extension, the difference between an extension is, as you can see up here in my browser, I've added these different extensions. So for example, a good example of an extension is this share tool right here, this little plus symbol. If I wanted to share this web page, it gives me the options selecting social media accounts that I've synced. Like if I want to send this as an email, I would click Google, and what it would do is prompt my email and open up a window. So it prompts me to open up a window that I can then send an email about whatever topic. I'm going to close that and I'm back in the store. Um, for example, here's one for the Symbaloo app. I can check my inbox, Asana. I also have a Google Drive extension up here. So these are all extensions. So these are also searchable in the store. This is a great save to Google Drive. What this does is it takes a photograph of your page and saves it to your Google Drive account. Right here, this little Google Drive. I've also attached a sign into Web Clipper on Evernote. I have a Pinterest. I also have my Chrome Store web launcher right here. This will launch the web store right here. This is what the benefit of the Chrome Web Store launcher does, is it allows you to actually pick favorites that you've added. So if you get a chance to add that extension, you can then, drag, I think you just, search your installed apps and select favorites. And you can then select, oh, I want, GeoGebra to be my number one favorite app. I'll do Google Drive. I'll say finished. And then when I go up to my launcher here, those two are now in the Chrome Web Store launcher. So, just as a review, we searched apps and saw a variety of different types of apps to kind of get involved with contacts, Google Maps apps, email app launcher. You can also search extensions. Now, extensions extend the use of your browser. As you could saw, they were up at the top. And one final thing you'll see here is themes. So themes are, things you can add to the background of your Chrome browser. You're going to find them to be, a lot of different options, varieties by the theme store when you go search. But do to get a chance to, search the web store for educational apps, any other types of apps that you think are going to really help you. Whether it's teaching with Google or you want to use something to share web pages to your Google Classroom, and do it right from the browser. And there's also tools that students can use like GeoGebra, and some other tools that are great for education. So just as a review, there's web apps and extensions. The apps are their own independent kind of app that runs in the browser. The extension usually empowers your browser to be able to do something different, like share a website or bring in Evernote and create an Evernote list. So definitely check out and understand the differences when you're using Chrome apps and extensions, and explore. And I think what you'll find is there is a lot of different options for Chrome apps to kind of enhance your tools in the classroom and kind of make it easier for students and yourself to be able to save items, send to emails, and even do research right within the browser. So definitely something to look for if you found an app on the web that you really like, to see if it also has a Chrome app. And thank you for watching.